session are we on?
Friends, we are in session 78, Jim, of the Great Pendragon campaign. Welcome.
Ooh, our cameras are messed up. I am in your place, and you are in mine.
Yeah, probably should have fixed that beforehand. No, it's fine.
There you go.
There we go. It's been 2 weeks since we played.
Yeah.
Is fixed now? No, actually, Colin, you're GMing us. It actually was intentional.
You don't want that to be the case.
Yeah. I don't know. You have
do it.
I mean, if it's anything like the play-by-post stuff that you were doing, you have a
It
good.
would
Yeah.
not be.
Okay.
It would be much closer to something from an archive of our own.
All right. Let me just square up. I should have camera stuff.
Just immediately turn it into good society. Yeah.
Ooh, I would do that. Something, actually, like I've been kind of musing on this idea of I wish there were more mini games like in the style of the King is Dead mini games that I can just inject into different campaigns. And like one of like and so like the good society of like an epistolatory phase of like writing, like let's have a moment of like what do you write to so and so, and like just have a little bit of structure to that.
Yeah, I just got my Kickstarter for Good Society. I'd be happy to start just creating an abomination.
I think that was the strength of like early D&D when we talk about how like weirdly disconnected all of its mechanics were.
Yeah.
That also meant you could slot in entirely new mechanics, and who gives a shit? Like it's not unified anyway.
It's not
Whereas
unified
like
yet,
I think it was 3.5 was the first D&D to be like, no, everything uses the same. Everything uses the same mechanic.
Right. I don't like a salad with only one ingredient.
Yeah.
You know?
Are you, I have a friend.
I
I have a friend who has made the argument, which I don't think is wrong, that a salad is made by the toppings, right? It's not actually the lettuce part that makes the salad. And they, at some point, just kind of had a nervous breakdown of some sort because they admitted to having a salad with no lettuce. And I was like, so you just like
Fruit salad?
like just bacon bits and
bacon bits and
cucumber, like, and just like all the delicious toppings, but it was like no salad. I was like, that sounds like a crime. Like it feels like you did something wrong here, but I can't articulate what it is.
Yeah. How dare you call that a salad?
Yeah.
I've played original D&D that way, where like one day we showed up and there was the outdoor survival game, and we had to like do our characters up in that system, and it was brutal. My magic user barely survived, but survived he did. Never died in that campaign.
Look, I just started a classic Traveler game.
Yeah.
And there's no unified resolution system in that, so I'm excited.
I love a hot mess.
Yeah.
I love it.
That was my nickname in college.
Yeah.
I was describing it as though it's a little world dungeony where you're just kind of like, I don't know, man, I'm just gonna figure it out, and we're just gonna come up with some stuff, and it makes sense, and just rely more on the fiction than necessarily the other stuff. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes you're gonna be rolling under your decks. Sometimes you're gonna be rolling 2d6 plus your gun stat or whatever. Like I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Who knows? Who knows? What do we need right now? Yeah. Who knows? Sometimes a monster just dies.
Speaking of monsters who won't die,
anyway, this one won't.
Yeah. All right. So the Brown Knight of the Wilds, Orlrophus, Aeswin, and Gorthrin. You and your squires are huddling under some rocks. I'll bring us over to the game screen so you can kind of see a little bit. There's like this purpley misty moor mountain situation. You are huddling around these rocks near the trail up a steep hillside to a maw in the mountain where a giant lives, the giant Sagnoir. It is a reasonable distance away from you all, so you can talk in whispered tones and feel comfortable in that way, but the smell of blood and smoke abounds. Orlrophus will start and say, well, obviously, men, it will be me who have to go up and challenge this, and you all can get the horse.
Well, my lord, I did have a thought. Giants are not known for their great paucity of wit. And there may be a deception here that will make our lives easier. But it will depend on where the horse is being kept by the giant. If we paint one of our horses to resemble the one he keeps captive, and by some trick make him think we have already taken the horse, then he might pursue the false horse while we recover the true one.
The Brown Knight finishes basically the last dregs, like dram of water from their water skin before going. It's no doubt it's kept inside the cave with the rest of them.
What if one of us draws it out of the cave, distracts it for some time, any time ought to do, and then the deception to make it seem as though while we distracted it, we've stolen it.
We paint all our horses to resemble the true horse. And so when the giant turns to see us flee in the cave, they know not which is the true horse to pursue.
Yeah, we've been given a description of the horse, right? Like,
yeah.
Do any of our horses?
Gorthrin, can you make a fairy lore test?
I did at the end of the last time we played, but I'm happy to again.
I don't remember the fictional questions from that fairy lore test.
That's true.
I think it was about giants, but I'm literally making that up. I don't remember. It's been too long.
Yeah. Same. I got the exact same result.
All right.
Hey, your fairy lore is twice as good as mine.
Right.
Well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon's like, I don't know.
Well, you do know that the horse is the. You can always imagine, or if I haven't given it already because we were rushing it through last time or whatever, we can always just kind of retcon the Elf King Billis has given you sort of a wispy depiction of a brown mare with a white star, like on its head, like a forehead pattern thing, and you know that this horse's name is Selamine.
Also, I had Gorthrin talk there. I meant to have him. I meant to.
No. Okay.
Because he did swear a vow of silence. That was my mistake.
But that was to the king.
That was to the king. Gorthrin just knows he's in Elfland, and he swore a vow of silence, and would prefer to. That's like he's gonna like look around and he's like, I don't know that thinking it. Yeah.
But you're not going to go wrong by being more careful in Elfland. I don't begrudge you that.
Yeah, so he intends to speak as little as possible.
It's always a smart call to keep your mouth shut and be assumed an idiot than opening your mouth and removing all doubt.
Its whole life.
Yeah, that is always
this
always
is the lesson he's learned for this moment. Yeah. All right.
So I don't remember. What I was trying to get out was I don't remember exactly the color of y'all's horses. I know I've generated so many horses and things at this point that I do not know what color your chargers would be.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping track of my horses unless they have a special coat. So
yeah, let's roll a d6 on a 4 up. It's brown.
Nope.
On a 1, you're shot by an arrow. Like guaranteed. That's a deep cut.
Fucking St. Albans again.
Yeah. That's a deep cut from a while. No, I don't know. Okay. So you're not gonna maybe a giant can tell a difference. Who knows?
Right.
But I think the Earl definitely wants to well, one of us is going to have to play a trick on it and distract it.
Yeah.
And we might be able to outsmart it.
I'm trying to think. See, like my instinct, I'm 100% trying to play the genre. I'm trying to think of all the fairy tale tricks that have been played on monsters.
Yeah.
Like challenging it to an eating contest and like painting up some apples to look like rocks and seeing how many rocks it'll eat, and then having it chase us into a river. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are good moves.
I like the idea. I like the idea of the horses. I mean, if it's brown, surely between the four of us we have a brown horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally have 8 horses with us.
Yeah.
You do have your palfreys on your squire.
Do we have our squires and everybody?
Your squires are here. Like pretty.
Okay.
Imagine being a squire in a mythical wasteland, about to have your knights fight against a giant, and that's probably how they feel.
I guess I don't recall whenever we woke up from the chantry, and it was gone.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought our squires disappeared as well. Given the discrepancy between what I thought happened last time and what you're saying did, there might be a lot of questions like that. Okay, so our squires are there with us.
Colin would not mind putting a downy within giant grabbing distance. Just say,
let's take care of a problem. Okay, my squire was spent a year missing in a supposedly.
That's right.
Right, we've never explored it. But Bruggen has that his quality was that he had spent a year missing as a child, and I think this might be a moment where we finally.
Hell yeah,
Bruggen.
All right, so Bruggen brings you over, your own water skin here, or gives you some of his so you can drink some Gorthrin. He goes, "Good nights. I must also say there's the question of the fairy horse itself." Quizzical looks as he begins to expose. It is a fairy horse, and it will not answer to anyone who is not its original rider. Now, I do recall a story that there is a way to tame a elven horse using some sort of bridle out of wood or willow and he's kind of like trailing off, hoping that somebody can remember. He's like trying to remember his own dream, that you had like a couple nights ago. At this point, he's like, I remember being told something. Would anybody like to try to remember the old story of?
Yeah. What do I roll?
Fairy lore.
Fuck.
But give him a +5 because he is kind of jogging your memory.
Okay.
So his benefit here is aiding you all in this role.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see what he's got.
And you can. Yeah, this is a different condition, so of course you can roll Jim.
There we go.
But that requires you to speak, I guess.
Yeah, it would. He'd be.
My lord. So you finally, so the pensive Sir Gorthrin, who has taken his vow seriously, even out here, has a chance to speak. You remember that it's a harness of Rowan to calm a fairy horse.
Okay, a harness of Rowan. Do I see any Rowan nearby?
Yes. Conveniently, you do.
The Gorthrin is going to kind of like snap and point to the Rowan.
Yeah.
And make sure that everybody knows it's the Rowan. Kind of walk towards it.
Rowan. Yeah. So Bruin says, "Oh, Rowan, of course. The harness of Rowan." And so you can like strip off some of the bark from the Rowan tree and kind of develop kind of like a lasso-y type thing to calm it down. And the Earl's still going to be very terse about this and go, "Well, it's going to be me who draws it out. I like the idea of distracting it and having multiple horses for it to chase. But it should be me. I should be the one who squares off against this giant."
A quizzical look.
Yeah. Aeswin's gonna be like, "Not one to gainsay, my liege lord, but I will admit to some curiosity as to your insistence.
Earl Rofus is rather at this point. How old is he? He's probably like 40, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Control F
he's-
Rofus. Is Rofus's babies.
Is
Rofus.
this giant bigger than the one that was at the battle?
He's
of Lindsay?
53. Homie's 53.
Wow.
He's
not
twice. So
realize it's
this is
so
good. So know what he goes? He says to you, I've spent an entire squire's life running from who I am, pretending to be something I'm not. And it wasn't until King Arthur and this round table that I found who I am. And I'm not running from it.
Internally, Ace was like, it's like the first thing you said that doesn't annoy me.
Yeah. And honestly, this is like him. This is his kind of changing thing, is that he's actually, our king is on the line and I answer to him.
And he's insisting he draw the not the dragon, but the giant out.
And
Solamente by himself.
San Noir, yeah. I mean, the idea is that he's going to draw him out, and then you guys can get the horse. And basically, he's going to just have to square off against this thing with everything he's got.
Okay,
That's his plan. It's not a good plan, arguably.
Does Salisbury have an heir?
Oh yeah, you got several.
Okay,
All right, cool.
Yeah, but the point,
that's
yeah.
just I think Gorthron will make a motion of like sort of, and then pointing to the Earl of like, I'll stay with him when he does this, and see what if he objects. Because Gorthron is not a quiet,
Right.
I mean, he's like, again, I want to iterate why you have never squared off against a giant before. You won't know that facing off a giant is pretty much a death sentence. Like this thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the reason why I asked about Lindsay was like, that's probably the only giant that Gorthron has like a story about, because his dad would have told them about. Oh yeah, there was a giant there.
The
Here's
giant
what
of Goat Hill as well, yeah.
What I will tell you is that their damage is more than your normal charge.
Right. Yeah, I don't want.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to be hit by.
So like, just know that like it's greater. Like in fact, one of the squires, I've heard that their swings of their clubs or their stones is stronger than the charge of the most fiercest knight. Kind of,
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't.
And just to be clear, is the implication that not only is the Earl challenging the giant, but he's going to fight it?
Yeah, he's gonna square off with this thing and be like, "Show down, you son of a bitch!" like we're gonna do it. Like, and like he's gonna do it. And you guys can all get in there and take this horse away, because this is what his king needs. And this is not a good plan. This is a chivalrous plan. This will get him a lot of glory, but this is not necessarily the.
No, it's going to get his heir a lot of glory.
True. It's 10% of the. Yeah, he's getting the dividend check from it. But
Right.
I mean, you're so.
But the other thing is, like, we can't let our Earl do this.
Yeah.
Like the Brown Knight is obviously going to be like, I mean, that sucks. But
Yeah,
he actually
I
is a kind of a good plan. But you're loyal to him, and this is like kind of what you're supposed to step up to him.
This is the and I've got a check for loyalty specifically.
Yeah,
like
and
that's what I
Yeah, and also those who go through. You're also a round table knight. Like and you have a 20 valor. Like you also probably have a strong, compelling thing, and now you just feel bad because the Earl beat you to it.
Yeah, that's kind of where Gorthron's at. Like facing off against the giant is not pleasant, but Gorthron's like, if we're gonna have to fight this giant, we have to fight it. I like Gorthron's like, the Earl King will have to forgive me, and he's gonna look at like, how would you fight me? And he's gonna look at each one of the knights that's there, because Gorthron's bigger than all of them, right? Like Gorthron's what, size 20? 19?
19.
Right? Like almost, he's probably, I mean, not like towers over them, but he's noticeably bigger than all of them.
You're noticeably bigger. The giant's
Who's the smallest?
Noticeably bigger than you. It would be Rofus.
Rofus. Like, I just would, like, how would
He's
you
probably
fight
got
me?
like a 14 or so.
That's how we fight the knight. That's how we fight the giant.
That means Ace wins the smallest one.
With speed and valor in my heart.
Yeah, like we wouldn't.
I'd probably wait until you were asleep. My lords, this is not a knight we face. This is not a a man of honor, a man of God. This is a craven creature of the woods. This is a supernatural entity, devilish trick.
And our king
The
must have
honor,
his cauldron.
yes. I say there's no greater honor to be had in fighting the giant than tricking it. Think of all, and Acewin will make reference to some like biblical examples of like when people tricked others. I'm thinking of when they Esau, like when they put
like the hair, goat fur on his
hair,
arms.
yeah, goat
Yeah.
fur. I'm sure there are a couple other ones.
That's the only one that comes to mind to me.
Yeah, that's the only one that comes immediately to mind.
There's a lot of ones where it's like, oh yeah, they got their dad drunk and then something terrible happened. Kind of.
Yeah,
stories.
probably not going to invoke. Okay. Not going to invoke the incest.
All right.
On that one.
Basically, like I think trying to frame it, because I don't want to back down from a fight. No, certainly Gorthrin wouldn't. But selling our lives, is this the best way to sell our lives? And what I mean, I think if it's like Gorthrin and the Earl distract the giant as best we can, I don't think trying to fight it is necessarily a good idea, but not backing down from that fight.
One pass. Two knights charging the giant. Right, you get one pass. I think 2-on-1. I don't know what its combat skill is, and this is kind of thinking mechanics.
Get anywhere near it.
God, I didn't. That's true.
That was my primary thought. Actually, I know this is kind of drawn out, but like, are we even certain that our horses are going to get near this thing, especially if it eats horses?
You're not wrong.
Like, I don't know if that's something we have to worry about, but that's something Gorthrin's worried about. Like, we bigger targets when we're on our horses. As much as it would suck to fight it on foot, it's easier to like duck under its legs or use the trees for cover. If we're going to fight it, we should not fight it in the open, and shouldn't fight it in its cave, but fight it in the forest where we can use trees as cover. It can't just roll around and crush us against the walls of the cave, but it can't swing whatever big weapons it's got. If we have to fight it, I think it's got to be in the forest where we can use the trees and undergrowth to so that's what he's gonna say to the Earl. Like, if this is how you're going to do this, we'll not let you sell your life foolishly. And he's speaking as a round table knight to a round table knight. Like, if you're going, then we need to do this smartly, and we have to fight it somewhere where we can hope to win.
You're right. I regret that, and I regret eating that last apple. I still starving. This place. Like, you can tell, like, none of you are like thinking perfectly clearly. Like you've been out on the wilds for some time, and well, like you had a brief like cocaine fueled elven reception. It's a little off right now.
Yes,
indeed. We can draw it out into the woods, and we can use this cover as best we can. And we still have, and like he like starts pointing up at the kind of near the switchback path up the step. Like, we can climb up this way and get the horses and
get it to follow you up the mountain and then knock it off.
Right, knock it off.
That sounds like some fairy tale shit.
Yeah.
No, it's the opposite. Like, it's up on top of the hill, right? Like, you all are, my guess, you guys are, of course, thank you, Roll20. Yellow. I
love this map, by the way. This is really cool.
It's a great map.
You know what I mean? You're somewhere in like these hills, you know what I mean? In the yellow.
Sure.
And this goes uphill, right? That's what the mountain, there's a little hills trying to represent. So this thing's up on top of a hill.
Yeah.
I think I've got an idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, talking about a switchback, right?
Yeah.
That's when things are steep.
Yes.
How high is the cave entrance I'll cut to it. is there a place, a fall that might be big enough to fuck the giant?
If
Like, if is there a height and anywhere near the cave entrance or the switchback where it's like, yeah, that fall would kill even a giant?
Yeah, there's one that's certainly like it won't kill it per like out. You don't know. Like it's close enough though. It's close enough that it will break its leg or something like that. Yeah, it's definitely high enough that it will do that.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to suggest. Here's how we do this to satisfy all my desire to do some fairy tale trickery bullshit, the Earl and Gorthrin's desire to be lawful stupid.
This Valor 20 was always going to get Gorthrin killed. He's just going to get it, like he's not going to
challenge the giant to come out, right? We set up some kind of like log trip or something near that edge, and then you two drive him over it. It's right, like not going to be easy. Like there's absolutely no
fight
guarantee.
Him at the switchback, backs to the cliff, trying to force him down there.
Yeah. Like I figure like one good charge might be enough oomph to get him over.
So
but I mean that
and
even that
I mean that's
run
through the forest where it's
basically using a fallen tree as a banana peel.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
To get it to stumble over and fall over this ledge.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I love this idea. The only question will be is if you can lay the trap without it noticing.
Right.
So obviously you have to do this while it's asleep. I don't care about you hunting for the right like log. You have the log. Okay, that's not interesting to me. Instead, I think the idea though is you bring this, having to haul and heave this log up the switchback to the spot while there's like a snoring, slumbering giant in a cave, right? I feel like that's the interesting thing, right? So you're just like, you're so who all's doing it? All four of you bringing this log up? It's got to be a big log. Like it's got to be at least two people.
It's gonna be big, yeah.
I've got strength 20, so I'm definitely gonna be hauling the log.
Yeah, I think if all four of us are on it and then our squires are on lookout.
Actually, Acewin and probably the Brown Knight would actually make a lot of sense because in this way you two are still like armed up and ready to go. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to be waiting around.
Yeah. Gorthrin's much bigger than Acewin, but Acewin is much stronger than Gorthrin.
Because basically, if this plan kind of fails, you can quickly hop on your horse and kind of like just have to do that, which is probably what you guys would do.
Yeah. Either way, the Earl and Gorthrin are playing rear guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we'll gather the squires together, and Acewin will be like, tell them the plan. Yeah. Like, while we're doing this, you all will sneak up and you will get that horse from the giant's cave. We need someone capable and with a level head to be in charge of you squires. So, a Downing, listen to whatever Bruggen says.
I think the Brown Knight is going to be like, don't worry, I'll make sure that they're covered.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think Acewin's gonna, in this plan, is gonna be by the log and like brace the log, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think her part is like actually engaging the giant, but like making sure that this thing is where it needs to be and is not going to get knocked off by the giant.
Yeah. So really, this is going to be just an awareness test from the giant.
Okay.
So like you guys are hauling up this log up there's a rocky cliff, switchback face to get it right to the point where it's kind of near a bend and that would work so it could slip and fall backwards. And while you're laying down this log, snoring sounds coming from this cave that just send a chill down your spine. Can you make a Valor test for me, Acewin? Absolutely.
A success.
And Brown Knight as well. No problem. You steady, like you've already like spoke to your horses and or like done so they're not getting scared either. And yeah, so let's give me a D20 under 6. That's not enough. You pass. There is that tense moment of it like stopping snoring for a second as the log's down, and then it starts snoring again.
I was definitely ready. If it started to wake up, I was going to try and sing a lullaby, put it back to sleep.
Of course.
So then, okay. So we've got the log in place.
Yeah, let's say I'll remove this yellow line if it will let me. Thank you. Now let's just say like the log is around there.
Okay. And then the Earl and I are gonna spring the trap, see how badly it disables him. If it's enough that we think like just pouncing on him with and taking him out, then we'll do that. If not, Gorthrin's like,
and
like it's just I don't know. We'll see what Gorthrin does. Jim wants him to do one thing. We'll see.
So that means Acewin and the Brown Knight are like flanking on different sides of like the cave entrance, kind of like with each of you carrying part of the harness thing of the Rowan, ready to get in here when it wakes up. And yeah, so like the Earl, like, you know, the Squire puts his helmet on him and they get on the horse, and there's just like that cool look between you and Gorthrin being like holding like your lance spear is like ready, and you're like,
yeah,
you know, you're like both your horses and your own breath can be seen. Like it's
Nice.
it's like a very like bleak, purpley green red rock. Like this, yeah, it's definitely big fantasy like energy.
King needs this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We have to get this cauldron.
Is it the Earl or you who summons the challenge to the giant?
Well, I mean, it was the Earl's idea, and the Earl is the Earl. So if he still is going to, then I'll let the Earl do that.
Okay. The Earl stirs his mount and like does like woo, like one of those like neigh things, and you hear a stirring from inside the cave. You hear a bunch of horses kind of like scared, like really, really scared inside, obviously bound, more than one, right? Several. And then you see the first thing out of this cave entrance is a hand the size of an Escalade.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
As Sangnor emerges. And then a forearm, warty, hairy, draped in various horse leathers and skins. And you know, then finally it's the head of the top of its head comes out, and it's a gross top knot on the top of its head. And as it emerges and kind of sleepily looks around, and its other hand is like, ugh! This thing is the size of a 3-story house.
Yeah.
Fun. Is its name Sangnoir, like literally black blood?
Yes.
Cool. It's a good name.
It barely fits inside this cave.
Yeah.
This thing is huge. And immediately like sniffs the air.
Mortal flesh. Horses.
Not great.
Not great. Does it smell the Earl because the Earl's Christian?
It smells your horses and you all. Yeah, and it smells the mortals.
Right. Yeah.
So you all
okay.
Yeah. It's not armed with anything. So it's just going to look around and quickly grab a rock.
All right.
Have at it. What do? You have to bait it down this hill, right?
We have to bait it. Yeah. Like, so this is the part where we've shouted at it. We've smelled it. We need to get out of it.
Turn your horses around and you both look at it and been like, this is it. This is.
Yeah. We got to get it out of here. So I think like getting it so that it can't just that's got to come down to the switchback to get a clean shot at us is the way to go.
Right. So it's like, yeah, it's been, yeah.
Like how you do whenever you're trying to like just, hey, you can't get me. You would like circle the horse once and then down the sort of
neener.
Yeah.
Try to like get it so that we're like maybe over here somewhere or something, so that it falls and then we can meet it.
And like when it like as you're going, I think the Arnold is like, St. George, that thing's huge. And like it turns around
let's get it on its back.
Fucking and like he's not as valorous as you, so like he's like Jesus Christ, and he doesn't fail his valorous test, but it's just you're able to stare death in the face here and like taunt it. This guy's just like we gotta go.
This thing if this thing kills Gorthrin, this is a wonderful way to die.
Yeah.
And
is it too late to challenge it to a game of riddles? Right.
Yes,
what do I have?
Riddling
in my
is not
pocket?
in your nature.
I think. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm just like I'll tell you. Just get
If you were a Saxon, you'd
put
be like
put something between you and it. Yeah. And get it down the mountain.
Yeah.
And cool. I'll stay I'll wait for the Earl to move and then I'll go just to see if it's going to follow.
Oh, it absolutely does, and it's going to be like chasing you down with a rock, being like you just doorbell ditched it basically.
Yeah.
So like he's gonna run outside, like grab the newspaper and chuck it at you. Only this time the newspaper is a giant ass rock, and it doesn't. And let's see if it like does this without fucking up the banana peel. Of the trap.
Yeah, because Northern's trying to
metaphors
make it
are
here somewhere.
Yeah,
not much.
Exactly. Yeah, you would be behind it obviously, and now you have to go back down this hill. I think there's a pretty reasonable chance that he's probably going to get a throw off of you, but the question is whether or not he's going to get trapped beforehand, and then we're going to determine who he's going to go after. I'm going to say on a 4, 5, or 6, he's going to get a chance to throw just by the timing of the horses and stuff like that.
Sure thing.
Actually, make a horsemanship test for me. Just roll horsemanship. It is a rocky thing, and if you stumble a little bit, it will slow you down. I'll make it roll on a 3, 4, 5, or 6. It can hit if you fail. Okay, grand. So let's do it 4, 5, or 6. Ooh, it does not get a chance. So it begins to just bound down this hill towards the. It just doesn't even think about the lug. It's so focused on you, and from its perspective, you can see like for an instant, just the shiny like spears and stuff that you're all these horses running down. It zooms past without even realizing that Acewin and the Brown Knight are nearby.
Nice.
All right. How do we want to do does it trip?
Well, the idea was they were going to like charge him into the trip, right?
Yeah, they're baiting him to the trap, right?
Okay.
So it's at the trap. I'm just asking as a GM, like what's the fairest way to know whether or not this trap triggers? Traps in games, I didn't think this through when you planned it, what it would take. Because it's not like the test was, can you set the trap? Right. And now it's like, does it trigger the trap? Or like, does it just like kind of sprint and go past,
Right, because we're on our horses. The idea was like, get it out and then double back, charge it, it trips.
Does it make a dexterity test?
Yeah, my instinct would be like normally a dexterity test is triggered by taking a certain amount of damage.
Yeah.
But here with the trap, any damage triggers the dexterity. So like each hit is dexterity because each hit is it being forced onto the thing. Does that make sense? That's my instinct.
Oh, I see in your head what. Okay, hold on. We have different pictures in our head. What's going on?
Yes.
You're trying to square off against the giant, and like making so maybe like it takes a step back at some point in the fight and then trips on it,
falls over,
rather than just barreling and hoping it trips on it the first like chase.
Yeah, it's like when someone like gets down on all fours behind someone else and you push them, and go like that, but with a log because it's giant.
Okay.
Hoping that it breaks some bones on the way down.
Right, and that's why it was. At the switchback, I was hoping, right, when it turns, there's that cliff edge.
Yeah. Okay. So then, you've chased it into the trap, which is the part then where you got to turn around and square off against this thing. So it just doesn't get a free throw on it. Okay, there we go in my head. I thought it had a chance of hitting it on the first chase part, which is why I'm like asking this stuff right now. But no, this makes perfect sense. Yeah. Thanks, Colin. Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise, if it didn't, then it's just chasing us down the mountain.
Yeah.
No, this is we wheel.
Somehow this is both more and less dangerous for you.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm good. We'll see how this goes.
Earl Rufus is going to call on his passion for King Arthur. For Arthur and the Round Table. Knowing that this could be his last life, his last precious couple minutes.
Yeah. Let's see. What does
you've never felt more small in your life, Gorthrin?
Right, Gorthrin is calling upon his love of Queen Guinevere, specifically that Queen Guinevere has called upon us to be chivalric ideals for others, and he will use the words that she used in that in the trial. She had a good turn of phrase.
Yeah, let's just say that's you say that. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is. Yeah.
Awesome. Your lances held high, dramatic rear down, going at it.
Let's do it.
2v1. He has basically an improvised mace in the form of a stone. So he gets to roll. He's only rolling a 15. He's going to go against. He's just going to split it evenly, and kind of like just like one big swipe, try to hit both of you. I think 8's going to go to the Earl, and 7's going to go to you.
It's out on the Andalusian charger.
I think it's just a plus 1d6 to the charge.
Yeah, they do 7d6.
Yeah. The Earl has the same benefit.
Oh, so close to a crit.
All right, this one's for you, Jim, under 7. That's a fumble.
Oh.
That's what you want to see.
That's what I want to see.
That is a sissimon.
That's what I want to see.
All right, and then I got to do the Earl. His is 17 plus 5. Yeah. So, I guess he has to technically call on his passion. All right.
Oh.
Fucking Earl, dude.
Rufus. Oh, Earl Rufus. What happened?
This Rufus pull up short.
Listen, the whole life, it's hard to turn around.
He pulls up short, dude. And it's you, Gorthrin. He fucking... Oh my god. He just literally fumbled his passion for King Arthur.
He did.
Dude, I set him up to be this cool guy who's willing to do... Fuck, damn it, Dice. All right.
No, they had a different story for us.
All right, well...
what was... Okay, so what's his passion at? Because I've got the quick start.
17.
Passion.
Yeah.
17. Okay,
no.
So he's got madness, which... all it says is the character goes mad and is out of play.
And it's out of play. If it's any similarity to how it is in 5th edition, that means this is like when Gareth runs off the field at Lindsay. Like,
yeah,
he doesn't just
like melancholy where it's like this happens
riding.
Afterwards. Yeah. So it's for what D6 plus 5 days. D6 for plus 5 days for the Earl. It's not like Glory where it's like you get to do the thing and then afterwards you take the penalty. It's
all right. He's gone for a week.
Still madness.
Wow. All right.
Gorthrin turns around to charge and
all right, bye, Earl.
Not there.
All right. Then I don't have to do the rest of the attack, I guess. But the point here is that the giant fumbles absolutely gets triggered into the trip. So let's do D20 less than 5. fails the dexterity test. Your 31 damage. Your spear does, it's an odd keeps the spear intact. So you do a what would normally fell a normal person. This is like a glancing blow to this giant.
I'm assuming, yeah.
You know by its strength that its skin is basically twice as strong as your armor.
Yeah. It's
so
just the way you were describing it sounds like it's
huge. It's right.
I'm hoping to get it on its back and drive that lance in its eye. That's what I want to do.
You hit it, and it's just enough that like you get it in its shin, that it and you ride underneath its legs over the log, and as it's spinning around, it hits the log, breaks, and it's like wow, and it just begins to fall, and I think it definitely falls over. I think as you're if you want your chance to kill it on the ground, it falls over the edge, right?
Yeah.
So that was the idea.
That's the idea.
I think Acewood and Brownlight, you got to go in it's this now or never. Do you run in the thing? You run into the cave?
I thought our squires were doing that.
No, I thought you were.
No, I was tending the log. I was like bracing the log.
Oh, I thought the plan was you all have the rope stuff ready to go. Not that you're sending your squires in to do it. Oh, okay. Sorry. The Brown Knight's going to help them out. That's right. That got it. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been, sorry.
Yeah. Because I'm the one that's
weird starts.
I'm the one that's strength 20 if someone's going to brace a log against a giant.
Yeah. It's got to be, Ace. Yeah.
Slip. Yeah. With the fumble, it's definitely going to fall over the edge.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, I'm going out. I'm on it. Like, is it safe to ride down after it down the
Boom.
slope?
It sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's fine. It doesn't seem like it takes too much damage as it falls.
Don't like that.
But it's on the ground and it's like dazed. It's rather than it being like hurt, it's just like what the like you just fell down the stairs. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
So if I would allow you all to attack it while it's on the ground, right?
Yep. Well, I can't let you do that alone, especially since the Earl's gone. I would honestly let you and the Earl handle it, but the fucking Earl's gone.
The Earl's gone. Yeah, that's fine. Listen, he's gone.
Yep.
I will if it doesn't seem like it's gonna get me killed, I will ride down the slope after it. Like I don't know if it's too steep for the horse or
no. You already horseman shipped your way down, and that you can get there.
Okay,
what I'm affording you, if like in the time it takes to ride your horse and this thing, but by the time it tries to get up, you have enough time to make the distance. Is what I'm justifying here.
Yeah. We're letting the original horseman roll ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
would Acewin have time? Because she's got to actually mount up.
Yeah,
you're fly.
No, you're gonna be able to get on your horse, and that's gonna be because
that's fine.
Yeah, that takes its own.
Well, I want to be on the horse anyway. I'm not sticking around.
Yeah,
that works for me.
I would like to ride up. I'd like to ride up on it. And is
Boom.
there a
boom
way? Is there a way to? So it's on its back. It's on its stomach. Like is it?
It fell directly on its back because it like tried to turn around on you and it fell right on its ass.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
In that wind knocked out of you kind of thing, right? Like it didn't really hurt so much as it just sounds like
Okay. So Gorthrin's riding down the slope after it, if possible, on the side that doesn't have the rock in its hand. And is aiming the lance for his face. Is just going to try to charge down, and Gorthrin's prepared to just
go for the eyes.
Jump on it, and
that's
what he's assuming.
So I don't know if the sheet calculates it right because you keep rolling like under 20.
Let's see. I do keep doing it on my. Well, I think I might just
because like I would say if you can break a 25, I would allow you to hit it in its eye. on your
Yeah, I don't
roll.
know what's going on with that one because the last one should have been over.
Because you should have plus what, 10 to the roll?
I rolled last one. That lance that was a 19 should have had
Success.
plus 20.
I'm seeing
Success
14.
20.
Yeah.
You have plus 10 to the roll. Your passion gives you plus 10 to this roll.
Yeah.
Then you should have a plus 5 to the roll.
Yeah, so the 14 plus 5. Yeah, it's got it. I just keep rolling.
For being basically charging it and being above it. Well, not
Okay,
necessarily
so-
above it because you're just charging it. I'm giving you a plus
Yeah,
5 here because it's as big as you even on the ground.
Plus 15 total.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go. What you got for me, dice?
Why is it just a 20?
I don't know, but that's a critical.
Well, 15. You rolled a 15 plus a 15. So that's already a 30.
Yeah.
Minus 20. Oh, it subtracts it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So it's not above the 25 threshold you set. But it's great.
no, it is because you rolled. If I hover over it, it says rolling 1d20 and you rolled a 15 plus 15. So you got a 15. It just
Okay.
subtracts 20 and then it like just keeps it at 20
It then
rather
just
than
keeps it at caps it. So it doesn't tell
yeah.
you what you actually rolled. Got.
Yeah, because the sheet's roll logic here doesn't do what we do, where it rather than modding the 20 out of it and like adding plus 5 to the roll or whatever to get the numbers, it just like caps it at 20. It's like if you rolled higher than 20, it goes to 20.
It goes, yeah.
So you're good.
Makes sense.
Okay, sweet, excellent. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if this is going to roll double. That's no, it's double.
That is not double damage.
That's not double.
56 damage.
56 damage minus
Whew.
minus 25 is
That's still some good damage.
So some good, yeah.
Still some spicy meatball.
He said he got him in the eye.
you did 31
Right.
points of damage to it. That is absolutely a major wound.
Nice.
That is awesome. I mean, obviously you got it in its eye. Yeah. So it's like
You got a giant sign now. Bring it home with you.
I was gonna say,
your
the-
lance
and the
breaks
lance
in its
breaks.
eye. Yeah.
Hell it
Oh
does.
my god, that's fucking metal.
So
Jump
yeah,
on
it's-
the end of it and jam it in there.
yeah, it's just going to blindly, wildly flail,
Yeah.
basically, right? So you might get hit by basically a splash attack. I'm just gonna roll under 10. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna be hit with 16, which
That's 16 damage.
yeah, armor.
I think your armor.
Yeah.
Saves you.
Armor soaks it,
Yeah.
and I still need to make a horsemanship.
Yeah. Basically, like it like ends up
Yeah.
body slamming you into like the rocks a little bit, but you're able, and your leg gets kind of crushed a little, but your armor takes it. You're okay.
Yeah.
This thing and now like you're like ducking under it, stepping as it's like it's
It's a nightmare.
it's standing up and moving around. Yeah.
Get it, Aceman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Acewin's I mean, if Gorthrin is going to disengage, right? If we're going to get out of here, Acewin doesn't have the same impulse that she needs to kill the giant. But if it looks like we're going to need to like give it something more to think about, or if it's like close to dying in either of those cases, I think Acewin's going to be like, fuck it, let's do this.
Horseman looks like he's staying for a second round.
Yeah, okay. That's unfortunately what I figured.
You don't have you don't have a lance again.
He has a sword. He'll probably dismount and fight on.
You will
It depends
dismount.
on what the giant does.
It basically stood up, and as it stands up, it gets a free like flail attack at you,
I see. Okay. All right.
and that's at -5 because it did both actions. And,
In that case,
yeah.
I would be making for the forest
Okay.
down here.
All right. Yeah, I'll link up with Gorthrin.
Well, there's a giant in your way between Gorthrin and you, Acewin, coming down from the hill.
Oh, cool.
Right.
In which case, I'll try and spear it in the ass, I guess.
Yeah.
If I got to get by
So,
it
yeah,
anyway.
Because you're pretty much
immediate
like you were at the log, and then you circled around the bend. You heard the blow, and you can, as you like round the bend, you can see a spear sticking out of one of its eyes, right? And you see Gorthrin behind it, shing, like just immediately drew his sword. Do you buckle down for the charge? What do you do?
Absolutely.
Run?
Yep, I'm going to give him the Edward II special.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to call on my love of family, because Gorthrin is family. No, that seems cheap. I'll call on honor here. Be like, this is sort of a once in a lifetime chance to prove my mettle. Yeah, as a knight, hoping to one day be a knight of the round table. Awesome. But I think that's only a +5, unless I forget what the threshold is.
19 or 20. 20 is exalted.
Yeah,
20 is
so it's
exalted.
+5.
So okay, so it's only +5, but that's good because it means at least I'm in auto success territory with my land skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, it's a success. God bless my fucking rolls. It's technically a 5, right? With the way it bounds things. So technically it's a 5.
You rolled a 16. Oh no, it's a base 16 plus, and you rolled a 5. Yeah. Okay. That's 21 minus 20. I literally don't understand this thing. How it calculates.
Okay, so when it says roll equals, that first number is the
what you actually
that
roll.
first is the actual roll.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right. So I got then
yeah.
there's 16, and then I got +5 bonus, and then it subtracts 20 to do the boundary.
Right.
Yeah,
There,
and then
there it is.
there we go.
Okay. Yep. So you literally rolled a 3.
operations.
Well, that'll do it.
It's a success. That's the important part.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
All right. Giant gets to smash you though.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you turn around, Gorthrin. You're getting ready to run. You see Acewin coming down. Lance ready to go, and this giant is just so mad. Right? Like it's like, and it just smashes right down on Acewin. And there's just a light crunch. And I'm gonna roll 15d6.
15d6, as you do.
48.
48.
Okay.
Minus 18 is 30.
Yeah.
Didn't kill me.
Yeah.
I have 3 hit points left, so I am unconscious.
You don't take any fall damage because it literally just smashed you into the ground. Like that's
yeah. Cool. All right. Well, this is a load off because now I am everyone else's problem. I no longer have to worry about what Acewin's doing.
Yeah.
This is up to y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, your horse and you are just done. They're down for the count right now.
I'll get the major wound stuff out.
Thanks, God. Gorthrin. So you're getting ready, you're turning, you're running. You see Acewin charge this thing, and he just Sangnor just retaliates.
Just Dex. Yeah. Okay.
So what do you do?
Well, Gorthrin's plan was to like have pissed it off enough so that it would follow him through this marshy business here into the woods, and Gorthrin was just going to ride for the woods, hoping this thing would follow him. What does it look like the giant's doing? Because in my head, it's sort of its back, it's turned to me. It's just smashed.
Exactly.
Acewin, like
that's exactly.
Does it look like it's about to finish Acewin off, or is it?
No, it's looking for you. Like it's
Okay.
it's just it wants to brutally kill anything that's attacking it right now.
Yeah, and then Gordon's just gonna scream a challenge, and like I'm gonna get that other eye, and he is riding hard for the forest because he does not want to fight this thing in the open.
I think and the giant like realizes that he didn't kill the one that hit its eye is probably it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact is that because you got it in its eye, it's absolutely like there's no like need to taunt it. Like it's absolutely
it's got Corthrin's name on it.
Yeah, it's like, and it's just this bleeding like
Okay.
This is the mess.
Yeah, so I'm just as long as I hear it or sort of following me, I don't know if I can make it this far. But he's riding for the woods, and can I see anywhere the squires or the Brown Knight or anybody else?
You have to make a really hard awareness test, like -5, because that's on top of a hill, and you're literally being chased by a giant, and you're going into the woods.
Yeah, he's just like when he has a spare half second, he's just going to scan. So just a second.
No. You can't see any visual or any proof because you're so focused on this though. But what does your heart say?
My heart says that they're fine. Like the giant's out. It didn't sound like there was anything else in there with it.
Right. You just have to. You trust.
You
believe in your companions.
I believe. Yes. I believe in them. I even believe in the Earl. The Earl, despite disappearing. But right now, I believe that the only thing that's going to keep Gorthrin alive is a lot of trees to get in the way of the giant.
Hell yeah.
No attributes lost from my major wound.
Yeah.
I think as sort of ignoble a success as this is, I'm actually really proud of Acewin proving as tough as Gareth.
Yeah.
Like she just took 15d6 and didn't die. And didn't even is not having a lot. Definitely gonna need. I'm gonna remember to check Charity. That's definitely needed.
Yeah.
But, oh boy.
Yeah. All right. Gorthrin.
Mm-hmm.
It's showtime.
Yeah.
You've brought it into the woods. You're hoping that this will give you cover.
I am hoping Gorthrin's goal is to play mouse to its cat long enough for it to make a mistake, and he can get its other eye or stick his sword as far as he can down its ear or something like that. Like he's just looking for ground that will trip it up to move like fictionally. I guess I'm dismounting for one because I don't want to be on my horse. And he's got sword shield out, and he's mostly focused on taunting it and just trying to lure it somewhere that he can get at it. Like if it seems stuck or tangled, or I don't know, just.
Well, there's not. I mean, on foot, there's really no shot of you hitting it in like its upper body, right?
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna.
And even then, the best you can do is like hit its knee on a horse. Like you're not like that's even reaching.
That's sort of for like there's being some kind of uneven ground to trip it up in here is what I was hoping.
The good news is that it can't. There's a good chance that it won't see. I shouldn't lead with a good chance, but there's a chance it can't see you, or it's going to be awkward to get to you. Basically, you're both going to be fighting at -5, right? But that hurts it more than it hurts,
Yeah. All right, and you're saying like without being mounted, there's no way I've got the reach to be able to.
Well, it will
threaten
unless you like want to tempt it to grab you, and like so it like can bring you closer to its face. It's going to be very difficult.
If I had another spear, I might.
Yeah.
If I had something with reach. Okay. So at the moment, if I'm looking at it, I'm kind of at the edge of the woods. It's charging towards me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it wants to make you pay for its eye.
It's near this marsh.
Yeah, you can bring it to the marsh.
I think I'd like to bring it to the marsh. It's
So
just looking at the
yeah.
situation. Gorthrin's here. It's not what he thought it'd be. He's going to charge it.
All right, it's going to be horsemanship versus awareness test for it to like keep track of you, because this thing doesn't have to navigate the woods like you do. This thing can just bound over the woods, but it also doesn't know you. Like it has to keep trying to find you like a hare, right? You are the prey.
Yeah. He just wants to keep it running after him, chasing like as soon as it catches me, it's just going to be squished.
Yeah. All right. So it gets to make an awareness test. All right. It's not good. It can't find you and keep track of you to attack.
Okay. I'm gonna watch it and see what it does.
Yeah.
Does it stay after me?
Well, yeah. Sailing overhead, it overshoots you with like the rock that it had in its hand, or like I picked up while I was running, or like another log, or just even just uproots a tree or something like that. Just like soars over you, just boom, like it's just an explosion of timber as one of these rowan trees just explodes with another tree.
So Gorthrin's here. If they're after
Where are you?
So it's thrown something, right? So it doesn't.
Yeah.
As soon as that thing comes crashing down, Gorthrin wants to do just to lead it further, skirting the line between the marsh and the woods.
Yeah.
And if the horse has to be sacrificed, we'll see what happens. But he wants to lure it further away from the cave.
You will not get away from me, knight. You will only die tired.
You're leading it there, and the idea here is you want to get it like stuck in the swamps and stuff.
Yeah, that's the set. Yeah.
It's not a load-bearing swamp for sure.
Yeah, he wants to get stuck in the swamps.
Okay.
Having reached the forest, it was not what he'd hoped for. The swamp will have to do. But at this point, like keeping his distance, getting it stuck in is more, and then we'll see.
Yeah, so like you kind of like turn yourself on the more I think your horsemanship will ride here. Pun intended. As it you just kind of have to square up on whatever semblance of high ground there is in this moor. Hoping yourself that there's distance and some kind of like quicksandy kind of bog part as it's going to come to you, that it's going to bring it down lower.
Hoping here, like,
can you?
There's a bit of a rise, I guess. I don't.
You haven't really had time to find it, so the only thing I can think of that would be fair is, can you pray? Like, can you test your piety, or so, like basically your luck here?
What do you want to roll?
I think spiritual.
Spirit,
I don't know. Like, what do you think? What do you think is right here? Is there the thing that you need at this moment? Or is it there? Do you just want me to roll a d6 and like on a 33% chance it's there, or what do you?
I mean, that's sort of, that appeals to me. I think, like, from Gorthrin's perspective, like whatever happens here is what's supposed to happen here, and so if he dies, that's what happens here, and hopefully that death contributes towards the cause of Arthur. If he lives, great. Like, what he knows is that every time he sought counsel, he's been told to just sort of trust and that the forces at work will, work through us in these ways. He's got his sword that had returned to him. He's got the rook piece that the druidess gave him. He's got a bit of high ground. Maybe there's some deep mud between the bit of high ground and where the giant's at. But this is where he's gonna make his stand.
Yeah. So this is in your head right now, that this is it. This is my stand. I just saw my friend go down. I'm trusting that we got the horses out, and this is it. It's just you, the skeins of destiny, and this giant. And okay, I guess
they got to have as much time as they need to get the hell out of here.
Then whether or not the bog will do what you want here for this giant, I want you to roll the d6, and on a 5 or a 6, it will like its leg will go deep into one of the bogs and give you a chance as it's off angle.
4.
Okay, so you've dodged it enough going through the woods, and you're squared up, and it begins to like stumble in the bog, but it doesn't like falter or anything like that, and you know that this is just you against the giant.
You against giant, yeah. Gorthron's going to make a pass and keep riding.
Yep. All right, then let's clash.
All right. Any bonus other than, any modifiers other than the passion rolls?
I mean, your horses are mostly slow here. It's like a movement thing, but that doesn't really matter. So no.
Yeah.
Just your passion and your normal sword. All right, it's a pass, so it gets its armor. Oh, that's a good point. When it fumbled, it shouldn't have had its armor. Oh, it's fine.
So it's a bit more hurt than initially seemed.
Yeah. It has 70 hit points. Like, it's gonna be fine.
Oh, that's only 33. That's a lot of ones for a crit. A lot of 1s and 2s.
Bummer. Okay. Which means it does 6. It is not unconscious.
Yeah.
But it's
have to make a dexterity check to
yes. In the bogs. It crits it.
Ooh, crits. Okay. Yeah, Gorthron's gonna just attack, and he's keep riding. This was his last. If it gets him, it gets him. If not, it's in a bog. It's half blind.
Yeah. And I think it's at that moment we see coming out of the cave the squires with some horses, and the Brown Knight with the rowan rope on the elven horse, and he sees Acewin on the ground, and tells a Downey to go, immediately to go get him.
Someone in chat pointed out it's not a Downey. Remember, I specifically took someone else's nut.
Oh, you took
squire
your other squire. Yeah, that's right. Oh shit,
as a fuck you to Downey. Yeah, someone in Scarador reminded that I brought a vassal squire.
Oh, good point. Is it Kinrain? No. I cannot hit control of the squire.
I thought I wrote down where. Who? No. I seem to have replaced a Downey to Roundway on my entourage list with just big fucking shit heel. So I did not record the new squire's name, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Well, here's how it goes. Whoever it is barely needs to have the orders given from the Brown Knight, who tells him to go take him out and immediately like assess you, right?
Yeah.
Where's the Duke? Gorthron. There's Acewin, help her, and they're just gonna start moving out as best they can. Gorthron, you're riding away from this giant who bellows in these moors.
Yeah, I like riding far enough away to get some distance to assess the situation.
Yeah,
because the fight's not over.
Yeah,
it's
no, the giant's still alive, and now he's mad that you're taking you raided his fridge.
Yeah. All right.
So the Brown Knight isn't even like, he's unable to ride the fairy horse, but he has it just like bounded by like the rowan rope and is leading it out, right?
Yeah.
What?
That's his thing. Like,
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like if the Brown Knight is going, that's sort of what Gorthrin expects him to
Yeah.
do, because that's the point. And his part to play in this. But
yeah, so you're on your horse. This giant's like super mad. It's got a giant spear in its eye. It is bleeding from its legs. It is so mad and full of rage. You have a chance here to either stare down and fight this thing. You see that your friends have succeeded and gotten this horse, or do you do you square down and fight this thing? And buy more time right here, or do you buy time by getting it to run away with, like chase you down further away, like drawing it away from the group? Like what do you do in this moment?
we need more time, and I think Gorthrin is going to try to. He's going to have to make another pass at it, and then the idea would be to keep sort of riding this way.
Past it?
Pass. Well, like because he's you sort of like clash. There's a moment where they, he has a sword strike and it tries to hit him, and he just keeps he would do like he did last time, just keep riding after that to lead them away from where they're at.
Okay, so you're
Yeah,
gonna clash with it one more time.
I'm gonna clash with it one more time because it's not dead yet, and
All right,
we need more time.
all right. So it comes down to this.
Yeah.
If things go well, you could kill it.
Hell yeah.
It is that hurt. So it is a question of okay. That's a fail.
Okay.
That's what you needed.
That is
All right.
I think damage wise you'll probably be good, but yeah, that is
Yeah,
no armor on that, which
Okay.
would bring it down.
Hell
There is
yeah.
a gush of gore as you get it in it, like its artery going by it, and it falls. And
How can this be?
as it just falls over, one leg at a time, just like collapses.
Fantastic.
Boom, thud.
Fuck. All right.
You're
Gorthrin he was riding past it, right? So then he has to hear it. Oh shit. Okay.
the blackish greenish moor gets a dark hue of red brown like poured over it.
Love it.
It's like you're like hurt and like your squires over here love it. No, so Acewin, yeah, your whoever your 2BD squire is going to try to lift you up at least so you can stand. This is the part when the fiction knows that you're actually not that hurt, like that you didn't suffer a major wound. You're obviously dazed and
I suffered a major wound. I just didn't die.
Yeah. What about your horse?
Horse has got to be dead. If I got flattened.
Yeah. Are we cool with that?
Yeah. Herodotus is dead.
Yeah. All right. Herodotus dies. It's up to you. Thankfully, there were other horses in that stable that were rideable. So he's the one that your squire is leading out, because your squires aren't on horses. Like you guys, they were all on foot. They went into this cave.
Yeah,
you're in these horses.
I'm gonna take a walk. I've got coming down from my adrenaline, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I'd actually like no, actually it wouldn't matter. I was gonna ask the squire to do first aid to try and get me above my unconscious, but even if they rolled a 4, I would only be at 7, and I need to be at an 8 to be awake.
Oh, so don't you have to make like an endurance test or a constitution test to see if you're awake?
No, I'm below my unconscious, so I'm unconscious.
Okay, so he tries. Oh, so see. All right, so this picture is even more desperate. They think you're dead, right?
Yeah.
They come over to you, and that's when the squire goes to the brown. She's alive! She's alive! He's like, and the Brown Knight's like, oh, thank the skies. This is incredible. It's a miracle. They're gonna go grab him and help you up on the horse. They're actually gonna probably put you. I think it'd be kind of cool if they put you on the fairy horse. To be honest with you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think I've earned it.
Yeah. So even a successful first aid won't bring you around, right?
Correct. If they successfully did first aid and rolled a maximum number of recovered hit points, it would not put me above my unconscious threshold.
Okay.
But it's still relevant because of how many days I'll be unconscious, or weeks rather. My heal rate is 4, so yeah, no, it doesn't matter. So it's going to take me a week to wake up, but I will automatically wake up after a week.
Okay. Or maybe the elves of Impernicu.
That's true. That's true. Maybe they feed me some
help you
magic
out
fruit.
something.
Nothing bad has ever happened from eating fairy food.
Exactly, right?
It's totally fine.
Yeah. So there would normally be a question of how do we get back, but this horse knows its way back.
Oh, yeah.
And so you all follow Selamine, the elven horse, back to the kingdom of Impernicu, back to Lady Arwen and King Billis. Is there a question so I'm glad Jim's back, because it's combination of shock and disbelief that Gorthrin, you have killed this giant, which is 250 glory, by the way. Colin, you should give yourself 50.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Not have been able to blind it without the log.
I would say you have 50 from here, but the retelling of this story by Gorthrin and others might affect additional glory or not.
Okay.
Depending on how they want to treat contributions.
Okay.
So the journey back to Impernicu is uneventful, except for like the discussions amongst you all.
I'm taking a trophy from the giant somehow.
Okay.
I don't know.
A tooth.
A tooth. Let's be gross. A thumbnail.
Yeah.
Just something. As well as the lance.
Oh yeah, the lance from its
Yeah, the lance that smote its eye. Yeah.
Yep, that's going over the mantle.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I guess the question is, the Brown Knight wants to know what happened to the Earl, like after getting your impact, Gorthrin's like. Aeswin, yeah, you're kind of like, so Aeswin's out, so it's just Gorthrin and the Brown Knight here talking.
Yeah, I just, all I'll say is like, I don't know. We were about to charge, and I waited for the Earl to make his way around the switchback and follow, and he never did. I don't know what happened to him. And now he kind of notices, like, he fell. We should look for him. Yeah. I think Gorthrin wants to look for the Earl and see if he can go find him.
Yeah. So rather than immediately traveling back, yeah, maybe that makes perfect sense. You look high and low, right? You spend the time looking high and low for the Earl, and there's no sign of him. So like there's both of the there's you come back to your squires, and the Brown Knight comes back, and there's just head shaking. No,
he's not to be found. Yeah. Is this how it was for you?
That is not. And I think what the Brown Knight says is they look at Aeswin and say, We've lost one fine knight today. Let's not lose two. He
Yes.
assumes he's dead.
Yeah, I
And
like
they just can't find him.
Nothing. Oh, no
Or-
trace. Okay, yeah, Gorthron does not like this. I mean,
Do you think he's alive?
yes, we didn't find a body. We didn't find it. Like if he had died, where would he? Surely it would have been somewhere. I think Gorthron thinks he, um, fell or lost his nerve. At the side of the dragon. Or no, keep
Yeah.
calling
So
dragon,
you
the giant.
you rebuff the Brown Knight's fatalist assumption
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah, no, he's a lot. The Earl
We've
is
already
alive.
lost. Yeah.
The
So
Earl is alive.
I wish
What
I
I
had your
wanted-
optimism, but after
Yeah.
such a feat like that, I cannot blame you. I just
so
wish.
I feel so. Gorthron, I feel is sort of torn. There's several loyalties at play, in terms of what he does, because it's like he's not just the Earl's vassal. He's a castellan. He's sort of a host in tenant. Sort of like when the Earl can't do the hosting, Gorthron kind of treats with the guests in Sarum, and just like Gorthron has seen this turn in the Earl, and like is like finally an Earl worthy of my loyalty and service. I like this might be an hour that the Earl needs someone, and Gorthron's like going to tell the Brown Knight, "Can you take Aeswin and make sure she's cared for and get the cauldron to Arthur, the king?"
You are loyal. You are extremely loyal, Gorthron. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
He hands over like whatever extra like bits of rations and things he has because he doesn't know how long you're going to be, and he's like, "Take these. I think King Billis will be rewarding us handsomely. You'll need this more than I do."
Thank you.
And there's like one last like hand on shoulder, like, "See you on the other side, friend." Yeah.
Yes.
Because you're in a magical wasteland looking for your Earl.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's going to be a cool side quest.
Yeah. Yeah, Gorthron's
we
is alone in the elf wilds.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I want to do a session with you on that. That sounds fun as hell.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be sick. And Aeswin, you
yeah, is Aeswin conscious?
No.
Okay.
Won't be until Sunday.
Yeah.
I'd like to send a token back with Aeswin. I'm not sure yet what it'll be.
The Giants token, or like just something of you that
just something of me, like a personal friend to friend.
Yeah, that like, I got you. You're good.
Yeah.
So I think So then I think rather than playing out the rest of the story, I think because of like a little bit of the time and stuff as well, that I think it's like you hear the story as Aeswin's like waking up, right? Aeswin, like you hear like this kind of the retelling of what happened a week later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're coming up like at Pentecost, like you're waking up at a bed outside of Pentecost, hearing the news of Gawain slaying the Grey Knight, right? But like you're at, and like you have to like ask somebody what happened, right? Is this cool or no, or should we play?
Sure.
Okay. Because Gorthrain is not back yet, and neither is the Earl. So that remains to be decided on. But what happens here is apparently the Brown Knight has gotten the cauldron of Drinwick from the elves, and nearly loses it to an encounter with a witch wearing black, who is promised to be a friend of Merlin's. And as he's taking it away, he lets her inspect it, who then turns into a raven and flies away with this cauldron that you wanted. So the Brown Knight is despondent, realizing he was completely beguiled by this witch and just lost it. His returns home a failure. Only on the way home, he comes across Agravain and Gaheris and a forester who killed a raven, who turned into a witch with the cauldron.
All right.
And so you
All
hear
right.
about the sons of Orkney crying out as being the heroes that saved the kingdom.
Task failed successfully, I guess.
Task failed successfully.
The cauldron makes it into Arthur's hands.
Yes.
Is what we want. Yeah, it is always what.
And they saved their brother. But people know, people want to hear about you because they think that Sir Budfanin, I think is his name, he's dead. The guy who went off with Agravain and Garrus, he died. He died to a knight out there who was dueling people. The second one is, and then Gorthrin apparently killed a giant, if the Brown Knights to be believed, and you are like here to confirm what happened here. And the Earl, where's Rofus? We lost 2 Round Table Knights.
So I've been thinking about this. In the fiction, right? Earl and Gorthrin ride down, and they ride away from the log, which is where Aeswin is, right? Setting it up and bracing it. Gorthrin turns around to charge the giant, and doesn't notice that the Earl is gone until really, he's done the turn, is like about to charge. Aeswin would have seen the entire time what the Earl did, and the full scope, perhaps, of his cowardice.
Yeah.
And the question in my mind is whether or not Aeswin is going to talk about that. Because I know, out of character, Gorthrin has been sort of handling it delicately. But in Aeswin doesn't know that. She's been unconscious, so she doesn't know how Gorthrin was handling it. And 2, we've established that Aeswin kind of has a little bit of an issue with Rofus, and she was ready. She was ready to be on his team, and then this happens.
Yeah.
So
and the gift of there's some good gift of the Magi Greek tragedy shit of you denouncing the Earls for the cowardice while Gorthrin is out there trying to save him. He comes back. I love where this is going.
If he has to make it back on his own, we will have a ruined Earl.
Yeah. But no, I mean that makes perfect sense. He absolutely fucking fled.
So the thing I'm navigating is I think I have to test Loyalty Lord, because fundamentally that's the thing that would keep her mouth shut, or at least keep her speaking a little delicately.
Sure. That tracks.
So I'm gonna roll that. It's also my lowest passion. Okay. Aeswin is going to talk about and now the other question was, am I just not hiding the fact that he was cowardly, or am I laying into him? And for that, I'm going to look at the traits, and I'm thinking forgiving versus vengeful.
Yep.
It's probably the test. And let me tell you, forgiving is not the high trait in this pair.
Okay. You are forgiving of him, but you do still speak ill of your lord. Right.
So this is not calling him he's a piece of shit. This is damning him with faint praise, being I understand why he fled.
Was huge.
Right. This giant was huge. I would expect no man to stand before such a beast. But in doing so, it's
Yeah, but
other people, you did, right?
Yeah.
Gorthrin did, like the rest, your squires kind of did.
And
So that gives the shape. Acewin is damning Earl Rofus with faint praise rather than truly condemning him.
Yeah.
A bit of just interjection, because this may or may not play, but I do think I would send, thinking about it, I do think that sending the lance back with Acewin with a note that says, see that others see it and make sure Speederin gets it.
Well, it's not
No
a
problem.
note; it's the Brown Knight telling him. But yeah, that works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Let me
Yes.
whip out my pen.
Hang on a second. Wait a second. I can't read or write. No, you're good.
Specifically, Gorthrin can.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I paid that cost, and he
So,
uses it to write letters to the Queen.
Yeah.
So
there's no doubt of the actions of the slaying of a giant and the spear and all that stuff. But there's still like the question of the Earl.
Yeah.
So what are you hoping to get out of this, Acewin? By damning them with faint praise? Because you have a chance to talk to you're talking to the rest of the round table, right? They want to hear what happened from your side.
Yeah.
And the Brown Knight says, I don't know. Acewin was there. I was getting the horses. But he can obviously say like the size. He can speak to the size of the giant and the terror that it was and all that.
Truly, like my two major traits are modesty and justice. So this isn't Acewin like angling to, prop herself up by tearing Rofus down. I think she deeply believes that this guy is getting stuff he doesn't deserve. That it is not just that someone like him is an Earl of the county and a Knight of the Round Table. And this is, I think all of this is constantly graded on those two traits. Modesty is a moderation of self-love and self-hate. And justice is very much attenuating the consequence to the action. And by both those metrics, I believe Acewin feels that Rofus is a total failure and does not believe other people are accurately evaluating him on those lines. So yeah, I don't think she really has an external agenda. This is very much her trying to express, like, she's like, I feel like I'm crazy because no one else is seeing this.
Oh.
And to be clear, I don't think she's being that explicit about it, but like that's sort of from the out of character view. That is, I think, where she's coming from is those are the two most important traits to her. And it's like, I can't, how do I reconcile this?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be a bad man to be undeserving of many of these things.
Yeah, no, exactly. And the absolute answer to this is that he's certainly going to be like the lowest regarded roundtable knight.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. I don't think you get kicked out of the round table. Like, I don't think that's an option. I think the answer from this is, well, when he comes back, he's going to have to answer.
Right. Yep.
And is wait and see how he'll respond to you, assuming he does come back. All right. Jim. Yeah. Do you want an abbreviated solo one today, or do you want to like do let me have a little bit of time to flesh out some more like fantasy shit for us?
I got time to play later this week. I'll take your time to get ready. I would like to do. There's two things I'd like to do here before he takes off to actually look for the Earl. One is just make sure there's nothing of use or interest in the Giant's Cave, specifically like another, like if the Giant had defeated any other knights or something, if they had their lances or something here, maybe. And then he wants to visit the giant's corpse.
Check for secret doors.
Yeah, he's
10
checking
foot
for secret
pole,
doors,
tap
yeah,
around.
all
yeah.
of that. Yep.
You find
Cast detect
a
magic,
lich's
ritual portal.
phylactery. Crazy. Yeah.
Sweet.
Wow. Yep. You found one of what's his name? Not Mordekainen. Azirarak's phylacteries.
Oh yeah. Great. All right. I'll just hang on to that.
It's not right. No, there's really like just old matted skins and bones,
Yeah,
like
dude,
just
it's
piles and piles
gross.
of bones and viscera and stuff from eating horses all day.
Yeah. So Gorthrin does want to take a tooth. He's gonna make a footstool out of it, and he wants to anoint his sword, more fully, like plunge his sword into the giant's heart.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Temper the blade in
Yeah.
temper the blade in giant's blood.
Yeah.
And draw it, wipe it off on his top knot.
I think it what. Yeah. Well, I think it wipes off, but I think it's like, I don't know, to me, it's like it seems permanently stained. Like there's something like it's been not consecrated, but
Yeah.
You know how like real nice steel has that almost bluish tint to it? I think it now has like that copper red instead.
Like that.
yeah. It
Like
has
it's not actually stained, it's just like in the right light, it's like, ooh, there's
a little
that red.
glowy. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. And then he's going to make off where he thinks he's going to use all of his hunting skill and whatever.
Speaking of which, can you test hunting for me? Let's say -5 given the circumstances and not really know where you are and
see how what foot we're
the
starting off on.
Yeah, exactly. How I should position the start of the adventure.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
At least it's not a fumble.
Yeah. All right. So you're gonna have to endure some stuff before we move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Gorthrin's not coming home without some proof of the Earl, alive or dead. Yeah.
All right. Then let's call it here then, and we can schedule a little solo session, you and me. I mean, shit, Colin, if you want to be there too, that's fine with me. But we can, we'll work on that some other time, and we can be finishing up the year 520.
Excellent.
That was crazy.
Cool.
That was
awesome.
That was riveting. That was very scary.
None of us die. I was sure that at least one of us was going to seriously die. If Aeswin wasn't such a tank, just an absolute unit.
The family tradition.
Yeah. I have absolutely no idea how you survived.
Oh, that's awesome.
33 hit points and took 30 damage in one blow.
Yep.
And the thing is, if it had gone over, like if you take more than your total hit points in one hit, it's just auto death.
Yeah.
Immediately. Doesn't matter. No charity, first aid, nothing like that. 3
away from auto death.
Yep. And the fact that she survived that without any attribute loss as well. Right. Just she is a little she's a fucking spark plug. I love her.
Wow.
Yes. So cool. I love that the tone just like switched, because I was thinking about this. It's been 2 weeks since we played, but like we show up to the pageantry of the last feast in Carline. There's the tournament. It's very like in line with where the campaign's gone, and then like the dark clouds and the anti-paladin shows up, and it's like, oh, we've entered another realm. It really did feel like we woke up in Logris and woke up in like an enchanted Britain that day.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Very cool.
I do regret how I portrayed the Fisher King. I think I should have made it a little more mystical, a little more quizzical. That's on me. But I think so. GMs out there, don't sleep on the Fisher King. But in general, though, I think this was and so I'm excited. I got to come up with a couple of things about tracking down the Earl and where he went, which will be fun. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a episode out of it. I don't know. But this would be cool. But thanks, y'all. I'm glad to be back and playing. I miss this. I like this game. This game anchors me in a way that other games don't.
Yeah, I literally had a week where it felt like every day was Saturday.
Yeah.
Like oh, tomorrow's Pendragon. Like, oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back later.